Lauren is the one that introduced Nip. Diddy. Diddy couldn't even get to Nip, even though he had ties in L.A. It was Lauren that brought Nip to him. These women are used as pawns to move people around, to line people up.
So he also had this where they're looking at each other. And then you see people even commented like, whoa, Nipsey's watching. So Media Takeout, of course, they picked this up and it said, Diddy rumored to be dating Nipsey Hussle's widow, Lauren London.
You aside?
Somebody pulled me aside, Puff.
Really?
Puff pulled me aside and was like, look, bud, you have showed everybody what it looks like to hold a man down and to love him. Now show me what it looks like when it all crumbles.
Now show them what it looked like when it all crumbled. I heard that, bruh. So, they suspecting Lauren, you know what I'm saying? They been suspecting Lauren was suspicious because of her relationship with Diddy or whatever, how you, bruh. And yeah, man, this shit, you know, the trial going on and all that, it got people wondering even more. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it.
It's official. You know, my brother is putting out the album Victory Lap. Yeah. The All-Star Weekend here in LA. Yeah. The love is back in the air. Yeah. All that. The music is in a certain pocket.
So Jaguar Wright just came for Lauren London, and she's claiming that Lauren was used as a honeypot to set up Nipsey Hussle. Rumors have been flying for a minute that Lauren was planted in Nipsey's life to pull him into Diddy's orbit. And now that Lauren was named in Diddy's trial, fans are connecting the dots and bringing up a bunch of old receipts about Lauren's secret meetings with Diddy around the time Nipsey passed. Meanwhile, Jaguar had already accused Lauren years ago of knowing way more than she let on about Nipsey's death, accusing both her and Snoop Dogg of playing a role in the alleged setup. And then there's the whole Cassie connection. Back when Cassie was dating Diddy, Lauren was right there, acting like Cassie's bestie. But the second Cassie broke free and exposed all that trauma she went through, Lauren went silent. Even after that hotel video of Diddy attacking Cassie, Lauren didn't say a word of support for a woman she once called her sister. But it gets even crazier. After Nipsey passed, Lauren didn't distance herself from Diddy. In fact, she got closer, and they even sparked dating rumors at one point. And now with Jaguar turning up the heat again, people are taking a hard look at Lauren's relationship with Diddy and what it might mean in the bigger picture of Nipsey's death. This rabbit hole runs deep, so let's dive straight in.
Lauren, why are you so quiet, Missy? Everybody be all so Lauren London. She's this, she's that, she's ever since Snip. What about you, mamas? Because you was best friends. You and Cassie was like this. You were best friends. Because ever since Cassie opened up her mouth about Diddy, y'all ain't Lauren London ain't say not a damn thing. She been quiet ever since.
It makes sense that she quiet because she just in the inner circles, right? But it is hella like conspiracies about who did what. You feel me? This, that, and third. First they say, because you remember Black Sam, he did the interview, right? And he was saying he believed that somebody sent Eric Holder, right? And a lot of people start jumping to conclusions about who he think, you know, who they thought sent them and whatever. Hey, you now it's some new like speculations or theories about who might have sent who type shit, right?
Lauren London has been doing everything she can to downplay how close she was with Diddy, but the feds clearly didn't forget, and her name came up during the jury selection for Diddy's trial. Both the prosecutors and Diddy's lawyers had to sort through a huge list of potential jurors to figure out who could be fair and not already biased. And part of that process meant showing jurors a list of people tied to the case to see if they recognized anyone. And one name that jumped out to a lot of folks was Lauren's. Now, people have been whispering for a while that Lauren was way more involved with Diddy's inner circle than she ever let on. And some folks behind the scenes claim she allegedly had deeper connections to Diddy's whole operation. And after Nipsey Hussle was tragically killed in 2019, those rumors started getting even louder, with fans pointing out that Lauren was the one who introduced Nipsey to Diddy. And shortly after, Diddy swooped in to executive produce Nipsey's latest album, Victory Lap. But see, by the time Diddy came in to supposedly help Nipsey, the album was basically already finished.
See, even that though, right? The little interaction right there was fake strange. I ain't gonna lie to you. Nip talking about clap. Rest in peace to him, bro. But Diddy talking about some, yo, Lord, I crack you up. Like, you know what they say, bro. You know, they say if you can make a bitch giggle, you can make a bitch panties dribble or whatever. You know what I mean? I don't know. They come up with all type of shit, but yeah, that was a strange little scene, bro.
Nip even said he just wanted Diddy to give some feedback, but Diddy convinced him the project needed more work.
But yeah, you know, Puff, I brought the album to Puff when it was pretty much done. Just got his feedback, played it top to bottom, just wanted to see what he thought. He was like, it's room on these records to continue to produce. He like.
What's also weird is that Diddy dragged out the process and delayed the album's release. And some folks believe it's because Diddy wanted his label's name on it. Bad Boy Records wasn't doing so well at the time, and Diddy allegedly saw Nipsey as a way to bring the label back to life. By the way, this was also around the time Cassie was being forced into those FOs with Diddy. And guess who was always by her side back then? Lauren London. Cassie and Lauren were acting like besties and even did brand campaigns together for Diddy's businesses. Now, we'll circle back to Lauren in a minute, but let's talk Nipsey and Diddy first. When they were working together, the behind-the-scenes clips that came out raised a lot of eyebrows because it wasn't studio sessions, it was bedrooms and bottles, and overall weird energy.
I don't know if he bored, if he ain't got nothing to do. He trying to draw up controversy because he's starting the new Making the Band series again. I don't know what the case. But today, he decided to do a post and delete, and he alluded or tried to make it seem as though him and Miss Lauren had something going on.
Now let's rewind to March 31st, 2019, the day Nipsey was shot and killed in front of his Marathon clothing store in LA. The whole hip-hop world was stunned, and it didn't take long before insiders started coming forward with all kinds of theories trying to connect the dots. And one of the loudest voices was Jaguar Wright, who claimed Nipsey's death wasn't random at all. Jaguar said it looked more like an industry hit, and she even threw names out, suggesting Lauren and Snoop Dogg might have had some.
It was always kind of strange to me, Nip having a relationship with when I found out that he had the relationship with Diddy, and we already heard him, bro. He ain't begging niggas to party and to take him shopping, and it's like, so if he been that bold with Fabulous, you know he'd be that bold with Nip.
Something to do with it.
Because if you were capable of doing what they're saying that you did to Tupac, why the f would we believe that you were capable of doing it to Nip? Because he was about to eclipse you.
Dang.
All of your fucking secret meetings with Diddy, and y'all fucking knew that they put Lauren on him. All those fucking Diddy parties. All of the support that Snoop has for Honeycomb.
Jaguar even went as far as to say that Lauren was placed in Nipsey's life on purpose, like a spy or a honeypot to keep tabs on him and report back.
Because I'm accusing you now, Lauren. You work with Diddy to line up your baby daddy, just like Khalees. No, Lauren London isn't an only child. She has a sister, and her sister was working for the Honeycomb. Capricorn.
Wasn't Diddy executive producer of Nipsey album?
Exactly.
But Jaguar didn't just stop with the Lauren claims. She also brought up the whole Dr. Sebi situation. And if you don't know why that matters, here's the backstory. Nipsey was working on a documentary about Dr. Sebi, a healer who claimed he had natural remedies that could cure serious illnesses like AIDS and cancer. And there's this theory that Dr. Sebi was taken out because those claims were a threat to Big Pharma. In fact, Nipsey himself said he believed Dr. Sebi was killed for that reason.
The candy, because even when you drop a ball like about Dr. Sebi,
Yeah.
like just that one thing they killed Dr. Sebi will make somebody go research who
100%.
Dr. Sebi is.
100%.
Something like that.
Why you think they killed him?
Why do they kill all holistic doctors?
Messing up the medical industry.
It's you
fucking up the
playing,
money.
you short-stopping their grind. Why do niggas kill for hustling in front of a spot? You short-stopping the grind. And they check is billions.
You can't play with Big Palm. Everybody know that. But the thing about it is, so have Lauren been to the Marathon Burger yet? Right? And the people might be like, well, it was clear that Black Sam was talking about Big U. I mean, bro, like, I don't know, maybe he just didn't clear Big U name because they not even on good terms in the first place.
You got to get flipped for a couple $100,000. So you playing with some pharmaceutical money, you know? And what's crazy, I'm working on doing a documentary on the trial in 1985 when Dr. Sebi went to trial against New York.
Right.
Because he put in the newspaper, he cured AIDS.
Yeah.
Did he
He beat the case.
Yeah.
And he went to federal court the next day and beat that case on record.
Yep.
And nobody talk about it.
Now, back to what Jaguar Wright's been saying, she claimed that right around the time Nipsey announced his plans to expose the truth about Dr. Sebi, that's when Diddy suddenly started playing the role of his mentor.
And wanted him to stay the fuck away from Dr. Sebi's work. It was a blind corporation that bailed his murderer out of jail.
And then in another interview, Jaguar doubled down on her claims about Lauren London, saying she wasn't just in Nipsey's life for love, but was put there on purpose as part of a bigger setup. And according to Jaguar, the whole plan was to get Nipsey close to Diddy and eventually trap him.
By the way, isn't she? Lauren is the one that introduced Nip to Diddy. Diddy couldn't even get to Nip, even though he had ties in L.A. It was Lauren that brought.
Hey, you see this picture right here, though? This picture's sinister. You know what I'm saying? She definitely look like she got an agenda.
Brought Nip to him.
Where all the dots to be connected.
These women are used as pawns to move people around, to line people up.
But here's where things get even weirder. In her interview with Angie Martinez, Lauren mentioned that she went to a seminar on death to mentally prepare herself for losing someone. And a lot of people thought that was kind of strange. Sure, we all deal with loss eventually, but it was the way Lauren said it. When Angie asked her about it, she laughed nervously before giving her answer, and it definitely gave off some weird vibes.
In my previous years, I went to a seminar about death.
Okay, you have to tell me. Well, you're
Oh
just
my
telling
God.
me this now.
I know, yeah.
Please share. Why?
I have a friend.
Why were you there? And what did you learn?
I learned that no one really dies, and that, you know, it's just an experience in the physical form, and we're attached to our personalities, but that we're just souls, and that we continue and continue and continue. And if you have a spiritual relationship with someone on earth, you will have one with them when you leave earth. So I did this like 2-day seminar on death. So.
And this was how long ago?
I had to be like 25.
What sent you there?
Do
you find that weird though?
I'm weird.
No, it's not weird that you would go. It's almost like you were preparing yourself for what you would have to deal with.
Well, I told you I didn't have such a connection to earth at a young age.
I know, but you don't find that as like you were preparing yourself for what you were going to have to deal with.
Well, that we're all going to have to deal with.
That's true. All right, very good. That's a good solid.
Now, when it comes to Lauren...
Man, hell no, that's some strange shit right there. Hell, you talking about you went to a seminar? What?
Lauren and Cassie's friendship, they used to be super close back when Cassie was dating Diddy, and you'd always see them together. But after Cassie broke things off with Diddy, Lauren stayed cool with Diddy, but not with Cassie. And here's the part that really has people raising eyebrows. Lauren and Cassie were supposedly besties for years. But when that video leaked showing Diddy brutally attacking Cassie in a hotel, Lauren again stayed completely silent. And to make things even more suspicious, Lauren actually thanked Diddy for giving her the courage to speak at Nipsey's funeral. She told Angie Martinez that she wasn't planning to say anything at the service, but Diddy pulled her aside and pushed her to do it.
And I do remember because I wasn't there at Nip's service. I watched that on TV. You came out with your kids, and I don't know if everybody, when you came out, everybody was like, because everybody had been feeling for you so strongly, and and you seemed, I don't know, just like so regal and so. Did you feel that way? You look so put together and strong.
I just felt like it was surreal, and I felt like I can honestly say God was carrying me through that. That wasn't me. That was all God. Because there was no way. I didn't even want to get dressed. I was gonna wear sweats.
Were you really? Did somebody?
I'm not getting.
So like, I ain't gonna lie, this shit gets conspiratorial. And it's a lot, bro. You know what I'm saying? For her to be like, that's her kid's father, bro. All this shit, whatever. I understand she been attached to Diddy, but it's hard to believe that you would, like, Diddy sick you on a nigga, right? But bro, it's hard to believe though. It's really kind of hard to believe, but it kind of ain't. Bro, they got Hollywood assassins, bro. They be sending them out. I know they do. Fuck all that. Like, I mean, bro, look at Pimp C, bro.
Did
Yeah.
somebody pull you aside?
Somebody pulled me aside. Puff.
Really?
Puff pulled me aside and was like, look, bud, you have showed everybody what it looks like to hold a man down and to love him. Now show them what it looks like when it all crumbles. That's your responsibility. I hope he doesn't mind me sharing that. But Puff was already, he's like a real brother.
He's been through a lot of loss too.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So he was like, you show up. Because he heard, I guess, I don't know who told Puff.
Somebody called Puff. Somebody called Puff. Somebody in your family, on your team called Puff. Like, yo, talk to Lauren.
I was like, I'm wearing whatever. I'm not supposed to do this. I was like giving that. And so he was like, no, show up. Show up with your head up.
But for someone who's always talking about being deeply spiritual, it's kind of weird that Lauren would stay so close to someone like Diddy. And here's another part that feels off. Lauren told Angie that Diddy called her Boog. But see, that was Nipsey's nickname for Lauren, and something really personal they shared in their relationship. So why would Diddy use the exact same nickname, especially on the day of Nipsey's funeral? Makes you wonder, were Diddy and Lauren really that close? Now, there's no official record of when Lauren and Diddy first met, but they were working together as far back as 2007. And that's the same year Cassie got introduced to Diddy, and they started dating shortly after. So technically, Lauren was already in Diddy's circle before both Cassie and Nipsey came into the picture. And that's led some people to speculate that maybe Lauren was one of Diddy's paid co-workers back then. To be clear, this is all just speculation, but it's hard to ignore the patterns. Lauren was always around Diddy and Cassie back in the day, wearing white nails. And when
So they going through the shit, right? In the court. So if it is, it's gonna come out, bro. They go way, way back. She knew Diddy first before Cassie and, well, of course, Nip. But it's a trip, like, her being associated to, like, Diddy or whatever the case is, right? Her being around, like, somebody who got all that power, right? And then her to be with Nip type shit. And you know, him to not fully be in his power yet, right? It's just some crazy dynamics, bro.
Cassie filed her lawsuit and all those receipts dropped, Lauren stayed silent. And now that multiple people have testified in court saying they saw Diddy put his hands on Cassie in front of others, it's even harder to believe that Lauren never saw anything. And then there's the fact that during her testimony, Cassie named Capricorn Clark, who just so happens to be one of Lauren's close friends, and Cassie said Capricorn knew exactly what Diddy was doing. See, Capricorn was working as Diddy's assistant at the time, so if she knew what was going on, it's hard to believe that Lauren didn't know too. And while Capricorn eventually spoke out against Diddy, even calling him the devil, Lauren still said nothing. But wait, there's more. Less than a year after Nipsey passed, rumors started flying that Diddy and Lauren were dating. It all kicked off when Diddy posted these black and white photos showing him with Lauren at Roc Nation's pre-Grammys brunch. Now, Lauren later seemingly denied these rumors, posting a message that read, "I'm all love and peace, but never forget, I'm a woman in grief, and I don't play about my family, my character, and code." However, those rumors kept resurfacing.
Shit, we gonna end it right there. I mean, shit, we gotta respect it. They gonna speculate, and it's some strange shit, right? On a conspiratorial tip, it like all the different scenarios they pointed out. They basically showing that Lauren got hella loyalty to Diddy or whatever the case is type shit. But, it's some strange shit for sure. Like, you can see how, like, they can make conspiracies about how it's certain, like, it's crazy how, like, certain theories, they both line up. Like, the Lauren shit, even though it's far-fetched because that's his BM, and I'm sure it was love there, but you can't be naive when you dealing with Hollywood and all that shit, right? But it's like some clues that make that evidence, that theory or whatever, how you look plausible. Then it's some shit that make all the theories surrounding like it being like a 60s head and whatever type shit is like, those seem plausible. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if we ever know, bruh. But we will know the extent of Lauren and Diddy relationship in this trial, bruh. It's gonna come out. It's been getting, I ain't gonna lie, like, some of the shit that they said about Diddy, like him smearing semen on his nipples, like another man's semen on his nipples and certain shit, it don't surprise me, bro. But it's still strange. You know what I'm saying? It's still weird. It's still not like preferable, like type shit. But it's Diddy though. Feel me? Like, yeah, man. A lot of people they like this shit looking hopeful for Diddy. He might come from up under this, and Freddie P so scandalous. He Freddie P don't want to see Diddy come from up under this shit, but no disrespect. Shout out Freddie P. But Freddie P say if Diddy come from up under this shit, Cassie better go into hiding. Feel me? Type shit. Jury hear that, they're like, oh yeah, he a monster. But shit, that's the least. After you hear a nigga smear semen on his nipples, you gonna say he a monster. So Diddy really did it to himself, bro. We gonna have to see how it worked though. Like, this shit keeps swaying. Like, who he gonna get out? Who is bad? Who he gonna get out? We don't know though.
Say ho, you can't be playing with that paper, ho. Nigga need that yaper, need it now and not later, ho. Say ho, you can't be playing with that paper, ho. Nigga need that yaper, need it now and not later, ho. Say ho, you can't be playing with that paper, ho.